What if I told you you could own a piece of Spanish property for just €1? Tempting, isn't it? But what's the catch? Across Spain, hundreds of abandoned villages are being sold at incredibly low prices. This initiative, originating in Italy and adopted by countries like Spain, aims to bring life back to deserted towns and combat rural depopulation. But is this solution too good to be true? Why are these beautiful villages abandoned? And can a €1 price tag really save them? In this video, we'll take a closer look at rural Spain, exploring the socio-economic and environmental challenges behind this phenomenon and asking if these cheap housing initiatives are a real solution or just a quick fix. The abandoned villages epidemic. In recent years, a surprising trend has emerged in Spain. Many towns have started selling houses for as little as €1, or even entire villages. This initiative is meant to attract new residents and revive areas that have turned into ghost towns due to people leaving. This isn't just happening in remote rural areas, it's widespread, affecting parts of the country like Galicia, Asturias, and Andalusia. The idea of owning a home for the price of a coffee has caught the attention of people worldwide, but there's more to it than meets the eye. The properties on offer are often full of history with charming, old architecture. From rustic stone houses in small villages to historic buildings in need of preservation, these €1 homes are as diverse as they are enticing. However, the catch lies in the renovation commitments attached to their purchase. Buyers are typically required to submit a detailed renovation plan, committing to restore these neglected properties to their former glory within a certain time frame. This can involve significant financial investment, far exceeding the initial €1 price tag. The aim is to keep the historical charm of these areas while bringing new life to communities left behind as people moved to cities. The range of €1 properties in Spain is diverse, including not only houses and villages, but also castles and monasteries, though these latter options come at higher prices than the symbolic €1. This variety offers potential buyers a wide array of choices, each with its unique challenges and opportunities for restoration and revitalization. What drives a community to abandon its homes, leaving behind a legacy of centuries to gather dust? The underlying crisis. Spain's beautiful countryside and lively cities hide a long-standing crisis that has lasted for decades. Since the mid-1990s, the Spanish economy has been stuck with slow growth and very high unemployment rates, especially for young people. The lack of economic progress has crushed the dreams of many young Spaniards, pushing them to leave the country in search of better chances elsewhere. This loss of young, talented people, often called the brain drain, has big consequences for Spain's future. As these people leave, rural areas are hit hard. They're left with an older population and fewer births. This speeds up the problems in these communities, leading to fewer workers and more people relying on social security and healthcare. The effects of this economic and population problem are especially strong in rural Spain. Villages are left empty, and local economies suffer. There aren't enough jobs, and things like roads and buildings are falling apart. To fight this, some places are selling houses for just €1, hoping to attract new people and bring life back to these fading communities. However, the €1 houses aren't a magic fix for Spain's deep issues. The cost of fixing up these houses and dealing with red tape can be too much for potential buyers. Municipalities often have strict requirements for investors, such as committing to live in the property, investing in local development, and presenting a detailed renovation plan to ensure that the properties are restored and contribute positively to the community. In response to this crisis, some of these abandoned villages are being repurposed and marketed as holiday homes for foreigners. Picturesque rural properties are being advertised as idyllic retreats. While this approach provides a temporary influx of investment, it often fails to address the underlying issues of depopulation. These properties become seasonal attractions rather than permanent homes, doing little to revive the local economy or restore the social fabric of these communities. However, not all is bleak in the countryside. Several initiatives have been launched to breathe new life into rural Spain. Innovative programs, such as offering relocation grants and cash incentives, are supposed to attract new residents. These initiatives aim to reverse the trend of depopulation by encouraging families and entrepreneurs to settle in these areas, bringing fresh energy and ideas. By incentivizing relocation, these programs hope to rejuvenate local economies, create jobs, and restore essential services, thus making rural living a viable and attractive option once again. How has Spain's economic turmoil sown the seeds of rural desolation? Can the soul of rural Spain be revived, or are these abandoned villages destined to become mere tourist curiosities? The water crisis connection. In addition to the challenges of economic stagnation and demographic shifts, rural Spain is grappling with an environmental crisis that further compounds its struggles. A striking example is the water crisis in Andalusia, where residents have been deprived of clean tap water for months. This dire situation is not just a matter of inconvenience, it's a life and death fragility of essential services in rural areas and the consequences of neglect. Is the water crisis in rural Spain a wake-up call for a nation on the brink of environmental and socio-economic collapse? The phenomenon of selling houses for €1 in Spain's rural areas is a testament to the complexity of the challenges facing the country. These initiatives, while well-intentioned, often serve as band-aid solutions to deeper economic, demographic, and environmental problems. The allure of cheap homes may attract temporary interest, but it does not address the root cause of rural depopulation, such as lack of employment, inadequate infrastructure, and environmental degradation. Future outlook. As Spain continues to grapple with the issue of rural depopulation, with many regions facing a shortage of young workers and a declining population, welcoming €1 house immigrants could provide a much-needed boost to the local economy and community life. However, this approach would require careful planning and support to ensure successful integration and mutual benefits for both the newcomers and the existing residents. The recent surge in illegal migrant arrivals to Spain, as reported by AFP, has pushed migration to the top of the political agenda. With a record number of migrants landing in the Canary Islands, the question arises, could these individuals be part of the solution to revitalize Spain's empty villages? While this could provide an opportunity for both the migrants and the rural communities, it also raises concerns about the impact on Spain's religious, cultural, and historic heritage. As Spain contemplates the possibility of its villages being revitalized by immigrants, it's crucial to consider the effects on the country's Catholic historic heritage. The infusion of new cultures and traditions could lead to a dynamic blend of customs, potentially enriching Spain's cultural tapestry. However, it also poses challenges in preserving the historical and religious significance of these rural areas. Will Spain embrace this opportunity to fill its empty villages with an immigrant population, including those who have arrived illegally, or will these historic communities fade into the past? Will we witness Spain's villages being revitalized by immigrants, or are we witnessing the slow death of rural Spain? Ultimately, the €1 house initiative in Spain is a bold attempt to breathe life into forgotten villages, but it is not without its challenges. As we've seen, the success of this endeavor hinges on a delicate balance between preserving Spain's rich cultural heritage and embracing the possibilities of a diverse and revitalized rural landscape. Will the allure of €1 houses be enough to reverse the tide of rural depopulation, or is it merely a temporary fix to a deeper, more systematic issue?